Marla Canfield.
Tim Brunn, City Council Member.
Jody O'Kane, City Council Member.
Ronnie Price, Mayor.
Colin Gallagher, council member.
Homer, City Council Member.
Graber, Police Captain.
Rick Lance, Director of Public Works and Utilities.
Chad Russell, Fire Chief.
Matt Kane, Finance Director.
JT Klaus, City Attorney.
Dana Engstrom, City Clerk.
Les Mangus, Director of Community Development.
Jolene Graham, Assistant City Administrator.
Jennifer McCausland, City Administrator.
All right, at this time, Jerry Smith with Faith Baptist Church is going to lead us in invocation. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Thank
For
you
an old guy.
Thanks for being here.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this time to come together as a city, do the city's work. We thank you for watching over us. We thank you for those who care for us in this city, with those who are first responders who take care of us and protect us. And thank you for those who serve, work, and live in our area. Help us to honor those who serve well. Help us to love our neighbor as ourselves. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 If you would, stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. At this time, I'll open the floor for a public forum. If you'd like to address council, feel free to do so. Keep it to 3 minutes, please. All these people, no one wants to talk. All right. Public forum is closed. Acceptance of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Awards, 7-1, Police Department Annual Awards, and that is not Buck. Ben. This will be Captain Ben, right? They tried to trick me.
Good evening, council, mayor, and everybody that showed up for our awards. Tyler. There you are. So we've got 2 awards we give out annually. One is for the Officer of the Year Award, and the other one is for the civilian. The first one is the Officer of the Year Award. It's awarded annually to a sworn member of the department whose overall performance for the prior year has contributed substantially to the mission of the department and whose conduct has demonstrated the core values of the department. Lieutenant Mike Hampton wrote, Officer Tyler Cornell joined the Andover Police Department at the end of January 2024, coming directly from Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department with about a year of experience. Officer Cornell demonstrated himself as a fast learner. Over the past nearly 2 years with the Andover Police Department, he has done remarkably well in understanding our general orders, our standard practices, and our procedures. He is a self-motivated and has excelled in 2025. In terms of performance matrix, Officer Cornell has consistently ranked higher in many categories. In 25, he had 1,850 calls for service, made 573 traffic stops, resulting in 296 notice to appears and 262 warnings. He wrote 145 incident reports, made 19 arrests, and worked 18 vehicle collisions. In 2025, Officer Cornell led the Officer Corps and stats for many months. He also successfully met his selective enforcement goals, which that's a goal for us to go out and target a certain area within town that we've had complaints. Many months he actually exceeded the requirement, spending more time in those areas and the school zones. In addition to his patrol duties, he is also part of the bicycle patrol unit. How much biking did you do? We're getting fully staffed to where we can actually use a bike patrol. So hopefully you'll be using it a lot more in the coming this year. Notably, there were no complaints or disciplinary actions against him in 2025. Officer Cornell has proven to be reliable and dependable. He consistently arrives on time to work and often even early for a scheduled shift. He utilizes his leave time wisely and schedules it to minimize any impact on the crew or the department. Additionally, he has shown flexibility in transitioning between crews, swapping shifts with little notice. He works well independently in his role as a patrol officer. Since joining Lieutenant Hampton's crew in May of 2025, he has demonstrated leadership qualities by taking charge at scenes when directions was unclear and assisting less experienced officers with their task. Hampton writes a lot. He was proactive in offering to take cases from other beats when the assigned officers have already handled multiple cases. Officer Cornell has built a strong reputation among his peers, receiving 3 peer recognitions for his commitment to serve citizens and contributing to community projects throughout 2025. He regularly swapped days off with coworkers from other crews, either to assist them with their time off needs or to minimize the impact of his own time off on the crew and the department. He demonstrated excellent customer service skills when interacting with citizens. During 2025, he recorded 34 community contacts, which is above average, and he had 18 HOA contacts. In addition, he received 3 citizen recognitions for his efforts in assisting those in need. For all those reasons, Lieutenant Hampton suggests and feels that Officer Cornell has met the requirements for Officer of the Year, with his overall performance contributing to the mission of the department and his conduct demonstrated the department's core values. So therefore, for his actions, efforts, and attitude demonstrated daily in the past 12 months, is nominated by Lieutenant Mike Hampton, recommended by the awards committee, and approved by the Chief of Police. Officer Tyler Cornell is awarded the 2025 Officer of the Year.
You want to give a speech?
But yeah, do you want to give a speech?
Just one thing. One thing. No. This is definitely a huge honor, and I don't take this lightly. Love this community and guys I work with. So thank you, and definitely have the best crew. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Next is Dallas. So the Civilian of the Year Award, again, it's awarded annually to a civilian employee of the department whose overall performance for the prior year has contributed substantially to the mission of the department and whose conduct has demonstrated the core values of the department. Lieutenant Frank Gomez wrote, Communications Officer Dallas Brennan has demonstrated exceptional proficiency in her role as a dispatcher, which is why I am nominating her for the 2025 Civilian of the Year. She consistently demonstrates genuine concern for officers' well-being by routinely checking on them when there is a lack of radio traffic. She diligently monitors their location and relays accurate, detailed information regarding incoming calls. In July of 2025, when the Andover Police Department implemented a new records management system, I was particularly impressed with how quickly Communications Officer Brennan adapted to the system. She organized the units page to enhance reliability for officers and includes comprehensive information for all personnel on call, from detectives to captains. She regularly provides thorough and relevant details about calls that she dispatches. Officer Brennan also assists officers with their investigation by providing any available subject history from the RMS. Officers from other agencies have also commented to me, Lieutenant Gomez, that they admire her dispatching abilities. I cannot express enough how much we appreciate all the effort in the work she does and what valuable assets she is to our department. Therefore, for her actions, efforts, and attitude demonstrated in the previous 12 months, as nominated by Lieutenant Frank Gomez and recommended by the Awards Committee and approved by the Chief, Officer Dallas Brennan is awarded the 2025 Civilian of the Year. You want to give a speech? Oh, you don't have to.
No, I wouldn't be doing this job still if it weren't for my crews. I appreciate the guys that I work with and the leadership that we have. So this is because of them.
Thank you. All right, next, 7/2/2025 Annual Andover Firefighters Recognition Award, and Chad Russell is going to speak to us about this. You got the clock set, Jody?
Yep, sure do.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council,
3 minutes.
our friends. Is your watch on? Is it working?
Watch is on.
Good luck,
You're on
ma'am.
your shot clock.
Good luck, ma'am. I will editorialize just for a minute. I know you're shocked. You set the policy. I set a standard operating guideline. What you do is important. What I do is important, but absolutely none of it matters without the men and women who go out and meet our neighbors where they live, work, and play. The firefighters and police officers that are in the room today show up in people's absolute worst days they've never imagined. And they've spent their entire lives trying to make a difference in those times. So thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to talk about the people that really matter in our organization. Amen. I'm done. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually some neighbors. So for decades, the Andover Fire Department, and used to be Butler County Fire District number 1, has recognized several of the awards that we're going to talk about this evening. And the first one being the Community Service Partner of the Year. I'm going to be super nice. I typically, ask people to come stand with me while I talk about them, but I'm going to be very nice and not ask that just yet. So let me find the award, however. So tonight we recognize a partner who has consistently stood with our fire and police departments, as a matter of fact. They don't stand with us for attention, but because they believe in this community. Spalding's Food and Drink, led by Ray Tharman and his angels, I will say, has been a steadfast supporter of public safety in Andover. They don't just write checks, they invest their time. Each year, Spalding's hosts a charity event benefiting the Police and Fire Foundation, and that directly benefits your firefighters, your police officers, and our departments. That commitment has resulted in more than $50,000 in support for equipment and programs that directly impact public safety. And as we call her, you, me, Mrs. Smith, when she really needs us. These donations make obtaining equipment possible for both departments. Just last year, their generosity allowed the fire department to purchase 6 new thermal imaging cameras. These are tools that help us see through smoke, we find victims faster, and keep us safer. That is not symbolic support. That is real equipment that protects firefighters and the citizens of Andover. Strong public safety requires strong community partners. Spalding's has proven year after year that they are exactly that. So, ladies, if you would please join me. Ray, Layla, Becca, the entire team at Spalding. I know he's not here, but we got to still say his name. He's important. The entire team at Spalding's, thank you for standing with us and investing in the safety of our community. We are proud to name you the 2025 Andover Fire Rescue Community Service Partner of the Year. Thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Thank you, guys, and
I
let
will
Ray know. that-
Actually, to
appreciate it.
Councilwoman O'Kady's joy, I will actually take a very short break. I'm going to invite Lieutenant Gabriel up here, and as he's walking up here, I will tell you why. So the next award that we're going to talk about is our Leadership Award. This award is voted on by the firefighters, and when you have been honored to be a leader such that you have been the leader of the year for 3 times, then you become the Legacy Award winner. And that means the chief does not give the award. The legacy leader gives the award. I would introduce Lieutenant John Gabriel, who will talk about our next award. Lieutenant Gabriel has been nominated a leader 3 times, so this is his responsibility. Thank you, sir.
And a joy and a prize. Thank you, Chief. Like you said, this is about steady, credible leadership, not loud, not flashy, just consistent leadership in this prize. And this award, the Track It Leadership Award, recognizes exemplary leadership through integrity, professionalism, accountability, and positive impact. If I can have Captain Zach Lindsay please come on up. Captain Zach Lindsay represents traits in a way that strengthens this department every single day. Leadership is not just about big command presence on a call. It's about the daily habits that shape the culture. Zach is a proven leader on emergency scenes. He recently guided his crew through a critical pediatric call, ensuring protocols were followed and a high level of care was delivered to a very sick child. Last week, he was the first arriving officer to a house fire in the county that was well involved, which surprisingly B-Shift got one. Zach provided aggressive, decisive leadership to not only his crew, but to all the mutual aid and some responding crews that helped extinguish that fire. He leads in policy preparation. He reviews and rewrote our rapid intervention crew. And what our rapid intervention crew is the crew that goes in to rescue us if something happens. He rewrote that SOG, Standard Operating Guideline, on his own initiative. He wasn't tasked to do it, but he knew it could be better. And it's going to help us in the long run. Our crews being short-staffed at times, they'll be able to do more than just wait for something to happen. He led the research and the purchase of the new thermal imaging cameras. He tested the manufacturing claims that the committee said, on that, this is what our camera can do. He tested that by putting a couple firefighters, myself and firefighter Engelbrecht, there into a room that was pretty hot, simulating the exposure, making sure that camera worked well. I think he was trying to see who melted first. He spent the entire year teaching rescue training, not out of a book and slides. He used them, but he did it from experience. He taught all 3 shifts. And he wasn't told to do it, he wanted to do it because he knows we can do better and we can do better for the citizens. He's often seen working, as we say, out of rank. After fires are done, we have a lot of cleanup to do, and he's right along with his crew rolling hose and picking up. He doesn't expect any special treatment. He's right out there with everybody. He does have a sense of humor. I mean, not only in his hairstyle choices and cologne, but he steps up. He one time set the entire station, basically bedazzled it for a captain returning from shift. He put a special sign up, which I can't repeat, but it was bedazzled balloons and everything welcoming him back. So he does, the morale is great. The Leadership Award recipients inspire others. They exceed expectations and they positively impact the organization. And that's exactly who Captain Lindsay is. Sir, thank you. I know you're waiting for me to spray a can of something at you. I want to, but congratulations on the award.
Thank you, Lieutenant Gabriel. Captain Lindsay, did you want the microphone? Nope, that's good. So your Andover firefighters have somewhat of a motto, I suppose you would call it. It's a mantra, really more than that. It's called the Big Four. Do your job, treat people right, have an all-in attitude, and give all-out effort. And Lieutenant John Gabriel meets those standards. Come on up here. You can stand up here while I'm talking about you. So John Gabriel doesn't just meet those standards, he embodies them. Do your job. For years, John has carried the responsibility of leading our air pack maintenance program. It's not glamorous work, but it's sacred work. Your firefighters go into rooms where they cannot survive without the air pack on their back. This guy has led the crew to make sure that those air packs work every single time without failure. Treat people right. John serves on our peer support team. He's also an honor guard commander. He doesn't just organize ceremonies, however, he shows up. So he's the firefighter who leaves his home in the middle of the night when a neighboring fire department has a line of duty death and they're wheeling the firefighter's body out of the emergency room. This guy is standing there to offer honors. He wasn't asked to be there. He didn't have to be there. He chose to be there because that's who he is. He treats people right. He's the one who spends his day off traveling across Kansas to honor the life of a retired captain, actually a dear friend of mine, who spent 46 years volunteering in another community simply because it's the right thing to do. Have an all-in attitude. John leads our involvement in the Hands to Serve project, partnering with area churches to serve shut-ins and families in need. He's helped bring therapy dogs into your fire station to help the mental health of your firefighters. When something benefits the fire department or the community, John steps in and leans forward, and he gives all-out effort. Recently, when confronted by an angry, unstable patient, John stepped between danger and one of our own, protecting a female team member from harm. He didn't hesitate, he simply acted. And his prize for that was being off work and having a severe injury. That's who he is. In the middle of all of that, he also brings humor. You may see a theme for our guys, right? His humor is the kind that lightens the heavy days. It's also the kind that sometimes not everyone in the room catches that it's humor until he leaves, and then they go, wait, what did he say? He is constant, he's steady, he's intentional. I often talk about culture, but culture isn't built by policy, it's built by people. And John Gabriel shapes ours. John, you are exceptional, not because of a moment, but because of 1,000 moments. It is my honor to award you the 2025 Chiefs Big Four Award. Thank you, sir.
I thank you. I thank the city for what you've done for our department, and I'm excited to do the job. It's not really a job to me. Thank my wife for dealing with all the things. I mean, worst thing you want is to call her in the back of an ambulance and tell her I'm going to the hospital. That was kind of a tough time, but she puts up with that. She puts up with calls in the middle of the night. She knows. I mean, she works. She's EMS, so. But thanks to all the guys that been there. I know Jason was there with me in the ER that one night in our honor guard. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lastly, I want to talk about the Chief Walt Hook Eisenhower Firefighter of the Year for 2025. This is our department's highest honor. It recognizes exceptional pride, dedication, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to compassion and professionalism. Most importantly, it is chosen by the firefighters' peers. This year, the 2025 Firefighter of the Year is Levi Stark. Levi may be quiet, but that's because he doesn't seek the spotlight. If you watch closely, you see it. He repeatedly volunteers for extra shifts so his other firefighters can be at home. He served on multiple committees in 2025. He was instrumental in developing and delivering our most recent recruit academy. On his crew, he has taken upon his, I'm not speaking very well tonight, taking it upon himself to mentor our newest firefighters, even though the newest firefighter had more experience on the job than him. Levi stepped up to help him learn how, this is how we do it at Andover Fire Rescue. You'll often find Levi teaching hose evolutions just spontaneously, sharing techniques with anyone willing to listen. He is passionate about being squared away and even more passionate about passing it on. He attended a thermal imaging class with another firefighter, and they brought back information that directly influenced the purchase of your 6 new thermal imaging cameras. Equipment that is now protecting your firefighters and our neighbors. A few days ago, he doesn't know this. A few days ago, I happened to arrive at a working house fire, and I was off duty. My only responsibility, the only thing I could provide was to be a spectator and stay out of everyone's way. Well, I spectate with a little different perspective than most folks would. I was grading everything that was done, not in a harsh way, but in a way to figure out how can we improve and what are we doing really awesome. I will tell you, there were a lot of things that were being done really awesome, but this guy had it going on. So he was the driver of the engine. Not only was he working hard, but he's doing exactly what I expect our firefighters to do. He was thinking ahead. So every time someone needed a piece of equipment, he already had it off the rig and it was already staged. It was already ready for them to go. He was anticipating needs, setting his crew up for success. At one point, he calmly diagnosed and corrected a pump issue that was created by a much more seasoned operator. I'll just leave it at that. Why is he hiding his face? I've been doing this a long time, and I've watched lots and lots of firefighters work in their job. And I will tell you, I was very impressed. Did a very nice job. Thank you for serving so well. Another example, on a recent call without being asked, Levi just grabbed a snow shovel and cleared a porch and walkway so the crews could safely carry a patient out. When his peers nominated him, they described him as the ultimate hard worker, a firefighter with integrity, courage, and relentless desire to improve the department, a man who always has a good attitude and is willing to learn. That may be the most meaningful part of this award, Levi. I want you to know your brothers and sisters see it. I also want you to know that this carries the name of Chief Walt Hook Eisenhower. I know you never met Hook, but that name represents pride, perseverance, and service above self. Your peers believe you carry those same qualities. You represent the future of this fire department. And if what I saw on the fire ground is any indication, our future is in very good hands. So congratulations to the 2025 Andover Fire Rescue Firefighter of the Year, Levi Stark. When asked if Levi wanted to say anything, his answer was nah. So that concludes my portion. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, onward and upward. Proclamation 8-1, Proclamation Esports Championship. And Councilman Homer is going to read this, and Councilmember
Students, if you
Tim
guys
Brunson will present.
you guys
the
want to
awards.
come over here to the wall, and Councilman Brunson's going to be handing you some pens and stuff while I read this. Whereas Andover Central High School and Andover High School competed at the first ever Kansas State High School Activities Association State Esports Tournament in Olathe. And whereas Andover Central High School tied for the overall team championship, with Olathe West and Andover School took third overall. And whereas Andover Central High School won the Super Smash Brothers event and Andover High School won the Mario Kart event. And whereas the ACHS team is Charlie Ott, Natalie Fontes, and Alex Solove, and they are coached by Ian Carpenter. And whereas the Andover High School team is Henry Nye, Deacon Angel, Jonathan Simmons, and Matthew Figge, and they are coached by Aaron Weatherby. And whereas this achievement reflects years of dedication by students, coaches, and supporters who helped build a thriving esports program and inclusive community. Therefore, I, Homer, with the City Council assembled in regular session on the 24th day of February 2026, hereby proclaim February 25th, 2026, Esports State Champions Day. Congratulations, guys.
Hey, you gonna Tim take a picture with me? Yeah, there you go.
Ashley, come on up. Get your picture. You know you want it. Well, maybe there's an opportunity. I don't know if we have any greater Andover Day planning committee folks in here, but maybe that would be an opportunity to do some kind of tournament of champions or put in $5 and play against these guys or something like that. And they can sign afterwards. Yeah. So we'll put Beth on that for you guys. And Megan. Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. Congratulations again, guys.
All right. Next item. Next item is the consent agenda, 9-1 through 9-4.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve consent agenda items 9.1 through 9.4 as presented.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Yes.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries 5-0. Who? All right. Been looking forward to this one. Founder Parkway, 10-1. Andover Road to Sunflower Lane Road Improvement Bid Award, and Les is going to talk to us about this.
I thought all those folks were for this.
For your consideration tonight is the bid from PSC Contractors to build Founders Parkway from Andover Road to Sunflower. This is the fourth phase of the Founders Parkway from Onewood to Yorktown. It is funded mostly with KDOT access management grants. In total, I think we have received $5.5 million in funding from KDOT to build the construction portion of Founders Parkway, this being the final phase. We're happy to present this bid as it is considerably under the construction estimate, about $260,000. And we're anxious to get the project going and finished later this year. It does add a traffic signal at Andover Road and Founders. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
So just so I'm going to get questions less. Sunflower Lane, and again, for our fire department, are they going to have the room to turn around in there? DT or whatever it is?
You'll see There at the word sunflower, that T shape that is
Right.
the required fire department turnaround.
Okay. The
That
dark
is in
area.
lieu of the typical loop type turnaround.
All right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the lowest qualified bid from PSE Contractors LLC, Wichita, Kansas, in the amount of $2,872,822.85, and reject all other bids and authorize the mayor to sign the contract for the Founders Parkway, Andover Road to Sunflower Lane paving, traffic signal, incidental drainage, and water improvements project.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I do just have one quick one. I think this would be for Rick. In regards to everything we've done with the signals up to this point, updating them, that kind of stuff, is this signal going to come with everything?
Yes, in fact, the engineers that we're working with for the Douglas signal that we're currently in the plan development and working on is also the ones that are going to be helping us with the traffic interruption and are planning on adding these devices into that for emergency vehicles to be able to interrupt those lights in responses.
Perfect.
So,
Thanks,
yes,
Rick.
short answer, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's what I was looking for. Thank you.
And for those that do business with Emprise or maybe listening, the ATM will be moved. I don't know if it's moved yet, but they're ready to move it. So it'll be moved out of the parking lot and into the east portion where they built the building and, right?
Correct. Emprise has done some improvements there to add a ATM, ITM facility to the east of the existing bank building. During the construction, they will move those functions over to the new facilities and convert their existing drive-through to commercial banking lanes.
And just so they know, they're not losing any parking. They're actually going to gain a parking stall or two, correct? In front?
Yes, there were some parking stalls that were lost to the road construction, but we've made some accommodations in their existing parking lot to gain those back and maintain great circulation around their building.
Mr. Mayor. Fantastic. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor. Les, I do, for the public that may be watching, and you did have a hearing or public grouping to talk about the zoning and building construction that's going to be occurring here, correct?
We had a public meeting with the adjacent property owners to inform them of this project, and we'll have yet another meeting with them once we have a pre-construction conference with the contractors so that we have better answers about schedules and what those neighbors could expect to see, because there will be some disruptions to traffic around the businesses in that area.
Perfect. Thank you.
And just so the new council members know, we made concessions for Sunflower Lane so that traffic did not go onto Sunflower Lane. So that was part of the deal. There were some folks there that live on Sunflower that were concerned, so we did make concessions. That's why that is teed off like that, is to be a good neighbor, if you will. All right. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
to the point about disruptions, access to these businesses is still going to be maintained throughout the duration. It'll just be different traffic flows.
It will be different traffic flows, yes. There will be periods of time where there may be just one-way access on Founders Parkway. And we've worked with the bank to ensure that they will have circulation, which may come from around the backside of the building rather than off of Founders Parkway as construction works its way around the 4 phases that we've had to divide the project up into.
So to the extent we can, Les, I frequent the bank a lot. I don't do the drive-through because I don't like them. but they're very concerned how close the road is going to be to their building, and not more than on Douglas. It hadn't been that long ago that somebody come around the corner at a high rate of speed and took out the power deal that sets it. Yeah, so they're concerned that somebody's not going to be paying attention, and run right into their office. Is there any safeguards we can do, or big rocks or whatever, to make sure that they don't have a visitor doing 30 mile an hour into the building? Just something to think about. You wouldn't think it'd be possible, but like I say, it happened right in front of my daughter's house. Somebody got carried away and knocked the power out for the whole block. So that's small in comparison to somebody sitting in their office and having a Chevrolet run through it. So any other questions? All right, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. 10-2, GFT engineering agreement for construction engineering for Founders Parkway, Andover Road to Sunflower. And again, Les is going to speak on this.
Michael Bailey with GFT apologizes. He's homesick with the flu. Otherwise, he would be making this presentation to you. The agreement before you tonight is for the construction engineering services for that Founders Parkway project. Transsystems GFT has been with us through 3 of the 4 phases of Founders Parkway, through 2 of the 3 phases on Yorktown Parkway. We've got a long relationship with them, and we're happy to have them on this project as well. And again, their price for this agreement is substantially less than the original estimates.
Any questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
what was, and I guess it kind of plays into this, Les, was there something that we could point out that saved us close to $300,000 on the estimate?
The market is really strange right now. We have to estimate for the unknowns, which seem to be high. And this is a newer contractor who has just merged with another company, and they're anxious to get some work. And we've had experience with both of the companies that have merged, and we're happy to do business with them.
And I think you mentioned it in there, but so GFT and Transsystems merged?
Yes, GFT was an East Coast firm that merged with Transsystems, who was more based in the Midwest. They now have over 5,000 employees across the country from California to New Jersey.
Wow. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I move to approve an engineering agreement, GFT Infrastructure Incorporated, for construction engineering services for the Founders Parkway to Andover Road, for the Founders Parkway Andover Road to Sunflower Lane project in the amount of $387,098.23.
Second.
I guess as a comment and question, both Les, is that we're going to have to, it's going to require patience on the early stages, that because there is a lot of infrastructure under the road that's going to be moved, or is there not, right there at Taco Bell and Bank and, or?
Around the Taco Bell and the bank will be the later phases of the project, where we're actually going to build the first phase to connect over to the Heritage,
Okay.
which helps us for access into those businesses while we're doing the construction around
Okay.
their driveways.
But isn't there a lot of stuff to be dug up and moved there, or is it already done, or?
Not so much,
Okay.
surprisingly.
Okay. That's good to know. That way we can answer questions when they come about, right?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Speaking of, what kind of estimate do you give this project to take? Is this done before the end of the year?
We intend for it to be completed by the end of the year.
And when's it start?
We'll have a pre-construction conference in a few weeks here, and hopefully get construction started shortly thereafter.
Thanks, Les.
And then we leave the rest up to Mother Nature, correct? All right, any other questions? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. All right, another one of my favorite subjects. 11-1 Prairie Creek Road KTA Bridge Project Bid Award. And Les again will talk to us about this.
You remember we're partners with the KTA on this bridge, Prairie Creek over the turnpike. We bid this project once a couple months ago that just happened to coincide with a $400 million freeway project that had 27 bridges that tied up every bridge contractor within the area. And our bids were about 70% over the engineer's estimate. So we talked through it with the KTA and agreed to bid it again once the Kellogg Freeway project was bid, the contractors established, and the market had a better feel for their capabilities. Don Linger Construction, the low bidder on this project, is one of the team, the prime contractor for the freeway, but they've given us an early indication that they intend to get on this work quickly so that it flows into the Kellogg Freeway work rather than the other way around. And we were able to shave $2.5 million off of that bid. It is over our engineer's estimate ever so slightly from 6 months ago, but the market is very volatile, especially in bridge work right now. There are two major projects that involve bridges. Pope Quincy Freeway in Topeka that has one of the larger bridge contractors tied up for something like 4 years. And now the Kellogg Freeway project that has 3 bridge contractors in the Wichita area tied up for 4 years. So we're happy to present this bid and partner with our friends over at the Turnpike and finally get this project underway.
Les, can you explain to me what all the green dotted lines are? Are they just property lines or?
The green dashes, remember, some of us are red-green colorblind and we struggle with that.
So there's
The green, I
there's green
believe,
rectangles up on the west side
are easements
Okay.
and right-of-ways.
and then around Hope Community Church, there's some that looks like where their sidewalks are going. Same thing, just easements, probably. One running along 21st Street. There you go.
Those are right-of-way lines there.
Okay. And the orange line is where, it says right there, Ronnie,
The
into the
orange-
KTA Bridge.
The orange is the sidewalks.
Okay.
The turquoise is the curb lines. And yellow, of course, the bridge structure.
All right.
Does this get us pavement? Sorry, Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question?
No, go ahead, please.
Does this get us pavement or the road all the way to 21st then? Is that, I know we've talked about it in the past. Does this?
It does not. This partnership with the Turnpike gets the bridge in place and the bridge approaches, which are plus or minus 500 feet on either side of the bridge, which leaves a gap of, what was that? 1,800 feet to 21st Street. We are just about to submit applications to WAMPO for grant funds to pay for that last segment of pavement. We hope that we're successful in getting those federal funds to finish out that pavement, but it's about $1.5 million project that.
The
worst case-
1,800 extra feet?
Yes. Worst case scenario would be a city at large project.
Yeah, I was just hoping that we could be kind of like the South Andover Road project with the county, kind of help finishing it. If we could help someone help us finish it, that'll be awesome if we can get WAMPO on it.
I know a guy. So this is another example how, I don't want to say it too loud but this is another example how great our staff is. This is just not all magic. It just doesn't happen. And this is a long process, and Les has been working and along with the rest of the staff to try to get the rest of 21st Street done. So this will stop right below the housing there. And the bridge will be wider because this administration let them delete the bridge at Main Street. So they could use that money for this project. So it should accommodate 2 semi trucks. And another thing worth noting is I call it Valley Hope again. Hope Community Church is putting a sidewalk all the way around their perimeter so that it can tie into the sidewalk. So hopefully we'll be able to, sooner rather than later, be able to get off the turnpike and go all the way through Andover without getting on 21st Street is my goal, or my life's desire anyway.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
a question for Les. It indicates here that the bridge is currently failing, correct? But it's still safe for passing. Can you speak to that?
It's functionally obsolete, which means it doesn't meet today's standards.
So it can't
And
handle 2 semis.
structurally insufficient.
Mhm.
It's got some failures. They've reduced the load capacity because of those failures. Your firefighters,
Chief Russell will
Don't.
speak on that. It's one of his nightmares. You're filled to weigh in if you'd like.
Yeah, so my thing that keeps me up at night about this bridge, I actually have a story that Mr. Mayor doesn't even know yet, but I'll tell that one first. I see hazmat trucks going to and from industrial locations in Andover that are simply following their Google GPS ways. I didn't mean to throw out Google, whoever. They're just following their GPS, and it takes them down Prairie Creek. They're way too heavy to be on that bridge. They roll right over top of it. So you have me here to think about worst case scenario. So my worst case scenario is that hazmat truck drops through the deck. I mean, even just take it way less than that. Chunks of concrete fall off onto a car that's passing. I mean, that's much more likely. But I was involved in an event at Hope Community Church called Night to Shine, where we had a prom for our special needs neighbors. And we were very concerned that the buses that we were just giving them rides in buses, we were concerned that they were going to end up going over the bridge. They would have been too heavy for the bridge. And I could just imagine that crash as well. So I'm super excited to be talking about this.
We've had this conversation many times, huh? And I travel that road every Sunday, and I can tell you, man, people go over that bridge at 40 mile an hour, and it's not wide enough for 2 cars, in my humble opinion. Man, it's scary. And this bridge will also have a better line of sight. So that will take some of the nonsense out of it too. So
complete structural failure is not a real concern. It's that spalling of the concrete on the bottom side that worries us more.
I'm thankful that we were able to wait this long, and I'm guessing waiting much longer wouldn't necessarily yield financial dividends, but the risk is definitely considerable.
and I appreciate KTA because they were going to wait till next winter. I appreciate them. Let them know that they're moving it up. That makes me feel much better about safety in our city. All right. Anyone else? Can I get a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the city's share of the Prairie Creek Road KTA Bridge project in the amount of $1,890,914.12.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Yes.
JT, we have to have a meeting. All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Been saying it for 6 years. I'll get it.
Old habits die hard.
12, oh boy. 12-1, Series A, 2026 general bond, obligation bond, public hearing resolution. And my dear friend Matt is going to talk to us about this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, members of the council. City staff has determined that we have 6 subdivisions that are done or nearly done, and it's time to start the special assessment process for those. 13 petition projects that are contained within them total up to final project costs of, well, the bond will be roughly 4.9 million actually. And the first step of being able to levy those special assessments in 2027 would be to bond it, and we need to have a public hearing. So this resolution would set the date of that public hearing as March 31st.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to adopt a resolution to set a public hearing for March 31st, 2026 to hear public input on special assessments for Meadowbrook 4th Edition, Tuscany 5th Edition, Prairie Creek 7th Edition, Green Valley Greens 11th Edition, Post East Patch Edition, and Redbud Trail paving improvements.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Mayoral appointments, Park and Recreation Advisory Board. And do I talk about that?
Well, I'd be
Okay,
happy to, whoever
wow.
you'd like.
So we've had to make with Mr. Wimmer stepping down. He was the chair of the PRAB Park Recreation Advisory Board. And so we had to obviously replace him, and I replaced him with Marla Canfield, who will do a great job. And Mr. Wimmer has also agreed to stay on to be a part of, he wants to be a part of our fine city. So, and was there anyone else? That's it.
And no one additional, you just did have one individual who moved out of the city, and so that is why you have that vacancy available, just in case the public is wondering, because it is a 9-member board.
Okay. And I need to remind me to talk to Les about the PL, planning and zoning, because we got an empty seat there, right? All right.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the mayor's nomination of Paul Wimmer and Marla Canfield, chair to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board to fill the vacant, unexpired terms to expire in January of 2027.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. 14-1, executive session KSA 75-4319B12.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to recess into executive session for matters relating to security measures pursuant to KSA 75-4319B12. The session include the governing body, city attorney, city administrator, assistant city administrator, and finance director. The open meeting will resume at 8:15.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
for
sir.
the new folks, make sure you leave your watches and cell phones and stuff out here.
All in favor say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. All right. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
move to come out of executive session.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Member items, and I will start with, let's start with Homer. How about that?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, sorry. We can come back to
No,
it.
you're fine. You're fine.
Chief
uh,
resuscitating.
Jody, is there any more tickets left for the police and fire gala or anything?
No, sir. We are
Sold
sold
out?
out. Yes, we sold out about 2 weeks ago, which was the earliest we've ever sold out. We've sold the most tables that we ever have. And now we have sold all the single tickets. So if you missed it, sorry, you'll have to wait till 2027.
Great, congratulations.
Thanks.
You have anything, sir?
I just want to congratulate all those, I'm sorry. I'd just like to congratulate all those individuals with the city of Andover, both the sworn and unsworn firefighters and police officers and everybody who received awards. It is great to see our public first responders recognized for their hard work and dedication. I think Andover as a whole is very, very lucky because we have outstanding first responders and supervision. I just wanted to-
I just want to say thank you to city staff. In the last few weeks, I have relied on a lot of our city staff for guidance and some clarity. And so, Jenny, thank you for answering your phone. Jolene, thank you for the time you took to talk to me. Les, Julie, Isaac, please pass that along to all of them as well as the fire department. Appreciate you guys very much. Rick, thank you for all your help. I don't think people realize how lucky we are to have this community and what a big difference it makes when you have people that are willing to help. So thank you all very much. And I'm very blessed to be in this community. And as always, thank you to my first responders, police and fire for all you do. Doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you.
I'll second the celebration for the, especially the school district, the high schools that won the esports state title, first and third place. I really do think a video game tournament during Greater Andover Days would be an awesome addition. We could, I'd love to help make that happen as part of the CVB. So that's that for me. Shout out to Rick and his team for helping bring the McCandless Street up to the next generation, welcoming them to the city of Andover with an awesomely graded street. I heard good things from one resident that I met with, Mr. Kubish. So I appreciate your team and to the police department for dropping off the welcome packets to our newest residents. I think that's important to bring them on well. So thank you.
Oh, gosh. I have been very busy in orientation. So I'm glad there's not going to be a test at the end of this. And yeah, so, but thank you. Thank you for appointing me to this council. And I'm excited to be here and I'm blown away already by what happens behind the scenes to keep this community going. So it's been a huge learning curve that I didn't anticipate as much. So
You've done well so far.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Very, very glad to have you on board and man, I'm still learning. You know what I mean? It took me 5.5 years to learn how to say mayoral. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So I know me and JT's going to talk about that. And Ben, thank you for stepping in. You did a wonderful job. And I don't think I have much else. Just glad to have you all on board and we're moving forward. And that's it.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0.
Oh, no.
I should have said this before we adjourned, but Chief Buck was accepting another